G'day folks, welcome to a bit of a Wednesday update. Not an awful lot else happening this week. I've been pretty busy and pretty tired. I've also been playing Fallout New Vegas on the computer, so that explains where the extra hours have gone. Oh, it's so easy to play that game for hours on end. Really easy. But either way, yeah, not an awful lot happening out here as a result, but that's pretty typical, especially in the winter months when things get a lot cooler. And dark very quickly too. It's almost dark at about 6:30, so big difference to summertime, like about 4 or 5 months ago when we were on daylight saving, I think, and things got dark rather late. So yeah. As far as major projects go, I'm going to work on the Yanmar soon. I want to get the Jag engine out and start stripping that down. The one that's in the corner there. Doesn't run anymore because I've been pinching bits off it to keep the car going, but yeah, we'll pull it to bits and do an autopsy on that one. Brad was talking about a new in-crate V-twin engine that somebody he knows has. Apparently it was a tank engine, but a V-twin seems a bit too small for a tank engine, even if it is a big V-twin. I was sort of expecting something like an 8 or a 16, or sorry, an 8 or a 12 cylinder, but yeah, I don't know. Being new in box, it's going to be expensive, so I can think of better ways to blow that sort of money, like maybe a new shopping car. I really want one of these. I know people are going to say, oh, it's plastic crap, but well, yeah, it sort of is. That's why it doesn't leave town. It's a shopping cart on wheels, and it's about as solid and reliable as a shopping cart. So yeah, I'll get one of them, keep the Ford on the road, get rid of the BMW, and Brad's found a auto repair guy who wants the Jag, so I'd love to see that Jag done up really nicely rather than sitting here just getting a tiny bit done at a time and rusting away faster than I can work on it. So the Jag is going. It's pretty much officially sold. I've just got to get it up there. So we'll look at that later. Anyway, I picked up a couple of floppy disk drives at the scrapyard, and that was in one of them. This is why they used to call them floppy disks. They actually are floppy. 5¼ inch. I don't think it'd even hold a meg of data. So yeah, I've probably got about 5 or 6 of those now. Yeah, they're pretty banged up. They got chucked in a bin and dumped out again, so they're probably unrepairable, but it'd be worth trying to overvolt one. I know you can spin these motors up with the right drive. Yeah. That one there is a... what brand is that one? Tandon. Try and get that out of the glare. Only person I know on YouTube who'd really use this sort of thing is UXW Bill. He loves his old computers, and I can't blame him, they're pretty good. But the thing is, collecting old computers, I don't have the space for them really. I could fill my house up with them, but I'd never use the damn things. So yeah, pick that out of the bin. Looks like pistol target. Flippy, hit them and they flip over and lock, and then you hit that one and they unlock. Kind of useless because I don't own pistols, nor can I justify the cost and trouble. Got a nice big, well, it's not huge length of railway cable off-cut, but it's enough to make a decent high amperage transformer. If anyone remembers Photonic Induction's transformer, which he is re-uploading videos by the way, go to Photon Vids for those ones. But he rewound a very large step-down transformer with some of this stuff and got some several thousand amps out of it. So yeah, you know what I'm going to do with that. I just got to find another old arc welder to strip out. Also blow this up. This was Brad's headache for a few weeks. Came out of a SV21 Camry. He spent ages trying to fix that damn car, and the bloody ECU the rebuilders sent him was wrong or broken. So yeah, that one's faulty. It's going to get something like 60 volts put across it, and then I'm going to feed it through the shredder. That'll be heaps cool. Either way, I've got the Yanmar still sitting there. I'm circulating hydraulic fluid through the pump now, so it's pretty happy. And that's the tank. I want to use that tank, but I want to modify it so that it's not... normally this was the top of the tank. I want to make this the top. Or sorry, yeah. That's going to be the bottom with the drain plug on it. This is going to be the top, so I'm going to cut that off, blank it off, If I can use that to fit the breather on it, I will, but it'll be in a rather awkward position. That was originally the outlet to the pump via a filter. But yeah, that can still remain a bit of a breather or something as well. They can still remain return tubes because they're at the top and they just dump into the tank from the valve body. I'm going to cut wherever I need to, hole saw a bit out and weld a 44-gallon drum 2-inch cap fitting onto it. Just cut the fitting out of the top of a drum and just carefully TIG weld it on there so you can screw the watertight cap onto it. It's an old trick I learned back in the foundry building power units out of scrap steel, or tanks anyway. Just cut the top out of a 44 and just cut that fitting off so you can screw the cap into it as your filler cap. That there used to be equalised to a column on the machine. The machine used its hollow steel chassis as a tank as well, just for extra volume, and the pump drew off one of the tubes on the chassis rather than the tank. Oh no, sorry, it did draw off the tank, but the chassis had the filler on it, of all things, and another return. It was a really weird design the way they laid it out, but they had a hell of a lot of fluid volume in there. Either way, that tank is going to be for that. And I also need to position a diesel tank in there somewhere. Don't think I'll use this plastic thing. I want it to fit underneath behind the hydraulic tank. So hydraulic fluid comes back to about there, and then I'll have a diesel tank or something. Yeah, it's going to be fairly big, but I want to keep it as low to the ground as possible because of the weight. Engine's definitely got to be on top for servicing and accessing things like the radiator cap and that sort of thing. If the tank's sitting up here, it just makes things really hard. But of course it makes gravity feeding the pump a lot easier, or priming the pump. So yeah, interesting. Hydraulics are something I don't know an awful lot about, and I'm learning very quickly though. So yeah, unfortunately they're not something you can cut corners on because it usually results in hoses exploding. So you've got to spend a fair bit of money on good fittings and if necessary new hoses. Second-hand hoses are a bomb basically. If they haven't been run at very high pressure and you suddenly put them on a pump that's putting out 2000 psi on the high side, it'll go bang, and a jet of fluid can cut through your skin just as quickly as a knife, if not faster. So you've got to be damn careful with hydraulics. A lot more dangerous than compressed air even. I know compressed air can take off across your yard, but when you're dealing with 2000 psi of fluid pressure, you don't want to get in the way of it. Even a pinhole leak can pierce your skin and inject it into your bloodstream before you know it. Scary shit, but once you know what you're doing and you've got the money to buy new good quality fittings and crimps, lines and all that sort of stuff, it's generally pretty safe. But also have a pressure unloader or a pressure regulator on your valve body or your tank or something like that, so whatever fluid comes out of the pump you can adjust the pressure down to a safe level. If your motor's only rated to 1500 psi, well, you don't want to be stuffing 2500 psi in it because you'll probably blow all the seals out of it. Anywho, that's enough for now. I've rambled on long enough, especially since I haven't been rambling for a few days. I've been playing video games. Go figure. Oh, yeah, Tower UPS is still there too. I'll do that soon. Thanks for watching.